Books, articles, and even podcasts all tell a story. And like every story, they start with one word. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Word.
Welcome.
So if you're one of our video watchers, you can tell that we have this new setup going on here. We thought this would be a little bit more personal if we faced ourselves like this, as opposed to us facing each other, because like we're tired of seeing each other in general.
This is the truth.
Yeah, I kind of hate seeing that.
You can only see my white shirt so often before you get blinded.
I can't wait until we get to the eventual point where we have like fan art or something.
Oh,
and
yes.
It's just me. They choose like one random shirt that I have.
Yeah.
And then just you with
The
your
white
chain and the
Yes.
white shirt.
Yep. I'm a gangster.
So I'm looking forward to it. But we have to get to that point still.
We will.
So we need to actually entertain the viewers.
We'll try.
By doing that, we got to pick out today's word. Last week we had wave, which was a very general word. So we were actually able to do the entire podcast with that.
Yep.
And this week, I don't know if we'll have that kind of luck.
We can only hope. We can make it happen with any word if you
Yeah,
really
we're
think
definitely-
about it.
We're definitely creative enough to make the whole hour go by for every word, but like, wave was just such a lucky one, and I don't know if we'll be getting another one like that.
Let's
So
find out.
let me pull up a random word generator once again, and we'll see what's popping. You dancing for him?
I'm
Maybe
trying.
we'll get dance.
I'm trying to give people ideas for the fan art.
So I
Download.
actually never looked up the random word generator before. Is
The
it
one
word counter.
I believe.
Okay.
Clack it.
And are we doing
That is it.
all words now?
Do you want to? Well, no. Do nouns and we can do verbs. Just do nouns and verbs because adjectives is. I mean, we could do adjectives,
It
but
only says only for them.
what?
So it says words, all verbs, only nouns. You can't select both them. So
okay. Just do all words, I guess, and
Alright, here we
we'll
go.
do what we want.
Click below to generate. I only want one.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm excited.
Vacation.
Oh, actually, this is
crazy
perfect.
easy.
I was thinking about this before because I just went on one.
So
That's
easy.
coincidental on another level, to be completely honest. I've been thinking about maybe if I was gonna ask some talk about it a little bit, but then I was like, I might not go with it. And look where we're at. Another
my
very
God.
easy word to talk about.
Yeah,
Even though I don't leave my house very often, but I can still talk about it. All right.
Which is also like another type of vacation.
Okay, I guess.
Let me. Well, because we can talk about our vacations that we did for probably the whole hour.
Probably,
I'm
yeah.
chilling right now in between two vacations. Really, like, just came back from one, and I'm going on another one this upcoming weekend.
I hate you.
But
I'm done for the summer, unfortunately.
you had a good one though.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So what you mentioned that vacation you just chill at home most of the time. So my parents actually they always like they've been at the same job for I don't even know how many years. So
Okay.
they always have like a set number of vacation days.
Right.
And it's actually a pretty like good amount because they've been working there so long. So they typically don't go anywhere. Like this year they took off so that they could attend Music Fest more.
Okay.
And
It's not bad.
they do listen to this podcast, so I hope I'm not completely
They do.
inaccurate on what I'm saying.
That's
My
legendary.
mom thought our last one was really funny, so
That's legendary.
yes.
I'm very happy about that. My dad probably wouldn't dare. So
But yeah, they usually just use the vacation days to just have off and do whatever they want at home.
Right.
So like, there are definitely like occasions where I just want to be home, and like that could be a vacation to some people.
I mean, if you're working full time, whatever, and then you got other stuff going on, definitely a little bit of alone time at home, knowing that you don't have to go to work, is definitely very good. But don't get me wrong, going away to an actual other place is fun too, and sometimes a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
So, do you count SmashCon as a vacation?
I counted that as a vacation.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, Super Smash Con, which I was just wearing the shirt, took it off.
You ruined it.
Took it off because I wanted to actually look proper. I didn't want to just wear graphic
But then
tee.
we got this word, and now it's all ruined.
Yeah, it could have been even more perfect. I was wearing the shirt too. So I play Super Smash Bros. And I think I mentioned that in the first episode
Yes,
as
you
one of
did.
my hobbies.
Best in
And-
the room. That's what your title was.
Best in the room. Because, I don't know, your Link's not too good.
Next subject.
So, I was at Super Smash Con this last weekend, and I competed. I did okay. I got 129th out of 1,053 entrants.
That's good.
So, yeah, it's like top... It's not quite 10%, but top 15%.
That's really good. I'm proud of you.
So thank you.
Good job, son.
But it was a 4-day convention type thing where it was mainly like there was a lot of competitions going on for the various games, and there was also a bunch of vendors there, and
Soylent?
it was sponsored by Soylent, but I couldn't find any Soylent.
Dang it!
I actually
Someone came in and stole it.
I was actually in the middle of filming like a special event,
Yeah.
and I saw like on the stream layout that it said Soylent was one of the
Oh
sponsors
my
for
lord!
it. So I was like,
Your eyes.
I need to find that. So I like left filming that specific event and went and tried to find Soylent, but nobody.
It's just like your
saw it.
camera. You're filming it, and you just your lens just focuses on that, and you're like, what? you just go run off to find it. Oh man, that's gonna be a running joke for a while.
Soylent is. I love Soylent. It's so good, but I drank too much Soylent one day, and my body just couldn't process.
I would believe that would probably happen.
Because apparently they're full meal supplements,
Yes.
and you're not supposed to drink 3 within a meal's course, like
I
a
wouldn't,
meal's
yeah.
period.
How many are you supposed to drink a day?
You're supposed to probably. I honestly think they say like drink 2 and then have a meal, or maybe
They
just
do?
drink 1.
Oh well, yeah, because it's a meal replacement, but not like a full-time meal replacement.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't trust.
That might screw you up a little bit.
Yeah, full 3 meal replacements a day. Like, you're.
Hey, I did read an article about that one time. I think I told you about it. That guy who went on Soylent for 30 days, and he said by the end of it he hadn't pooped, and
Oh, God.
and it was convenient, but at the same time not something
the
you could
best
do forever. But it's worth a try, I guess. Okay, so back to the word. Unless you did you?
I
have
was
more
gonna
to
say, if you made your meal replacement your meal 3 times a day,
right.
wouldn't a regular meal now be the meal replacement?
You always do this. You always delve deeper into these questions. I guess that would be the meal.
So
food would become a meal
if
replacement.
you're drinking Soylent 3 times a day, that is now your meal.
Correct.
And now a nice,
So then you could be like, I need to eat something because now I need to replace one of my meals.
a nice sirloin steak is now your meal replacement.
Oh, I mean, that could work, but we're not at that point yet.
Okay. So my vacation was wonderful. I can talk about that the entire podcast, but I will let you talk about yours, and I will also talk about my upcoming one.
Okay.
Before I go back into Super Smash.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Where are you going for your next one? Next vacation?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay. So I went to Portland, Maine, which I have gotten a lot of. When I say I went on vacation, and people are like, "Where'd you go?" And I'm like, "I went to Maine," and they're like, "Why'd you go to Maine?" Like, that's what? That's stupid. There's like, why would you go?
Shaking the
Having
mic.
some issues.
Yeah, we're good.
They're like, "What? Did you go to the beach? No. Did you go to the? What did you go for?" And I'm just like, it's nice views. You know what I mean? It's a very like Maine is one of those states. I've been there 3 times now, and it's one of those states that you can go to where it's just peaceful. You know what I mean? And they have the beach, and they have like the mountains and the forests, and you can. It's great. It's just a nice, relaxing place to go. And I'm starting school back up in the fall, and so it was a nice little getaway that I wish I was there now. But it's a nice little getaway for me that I certainly enjoyed. But I spent most of the time relaxing. But they have some great food. I believe Portland was just
Interesting.
when I was there. Portland was named the top city in the United States, or it was something like the #1 best food city in the country this year, because they have like
Wait.
not
Earlier
while
on
we
this
were
year?
there.
Okay.
There
That
was a woman who, well, actually, yeah, I was there. I went with my girlfriend. I was there, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. We actually decided to go here when it got done. And the thing is that we got told that by a person who owned one of the shops around there. So technically, not many people know about it yet. You know what I mean? Because it's coming out in a magazine like in a month. So, but they have great seafood, and it's just I gained like 8 pounds when I came back. So that was fun, but definitely worth it.
So what you're actively on a diet, like normally. So you actually
I let myself go.
Did you let yourself go prior to knowing that this was the like food place?
No, because unfortunately we found out about it on the third day.
Mm-hmm.
So the restaurant that we went to that night was kind of like we wanted to take one night to do like an expensive place, you know what I mean? And here's the thing. Okay, do you ever notice this? Expensive restaurants, they charge an arm and a leg for their food, but they give you the smallest portions in existence. You ever notice that? How like you like I got what did I get? I got like fish tacos, and I mean I'm used to like here. You go to a normal restaurant and they're big freaking, you know what I mean? Like they're big tacos, and you get 3 of them, and you get the French fries.
You get three for $6.
Sure, and this place, $20 for tacos that were like 2 inches tall, and the fish was great. But I was just like, I left and I was like, I don't really feel full.
Yeah.
But it was good food. But I don't know. That's just a gripe that I have about ultra expensive fancy restaurants that give you like half a portion and then charge you an arm and a leg for it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was good. Saw a lot of cool things. We went kayaking, which was great, but it was very windy when we went, and that was not. We were in the ocean, and that was. Have you been kayaking? I'm just gonna assume you have.
100% been kayaking.
Okay.
I have the kayaking merit badge. If you want me to go. Kayaking.
Okay, that's right. You're okay. Yeah, but we were. Have you ever been kayaking in the ocean?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't either before this time, and it was very rough because I'm not good. We actually had. Have you ever been in one of those kayaks that has like it has a rudder in the back that you can like push on a foot pedal and it turns you instead of having to use the paddle?
No.
Mine didn't work. So I'm sitting there, and the way that I always stop a kayak, I don't know, maybe you can help me out here. If I'm like going forward and I have to like turn, I put my paddle in the water and push the other way. That's how you're supposed to do it? Okay. But for me, my arms get tired because I don't row I don't do it right, because you're supposed to do it with your abs, and I do it with my arms, so I'm just like that, just scrambling to stop, and all this kind of crap. But it was fun. Definitely had a good time, and went to some cool places.
Good. Talking about kayaking here, so I feel like the fact that your foot pedal didn't work just improved your experience.
It kind of see, because my girlfriend's kayak, it did work, and she could turn that thing like in an, you know what I mean? Like you could just boop, and then your thing would just, you know, there was no struggle, there was no nothing. You could just push on that thing. And she kept saying, she's like, there is a real serious problem with your head if you cannot figure out how this works. And I'm like, well, I don't want to push it and then, you know what I mean? Like push it and then like break it and then have it turned one way for the whole time. So you just like keep going around in a circle. But yeah, we saw some boats. I also saw this really cool thing. There was a, you know how they have in like Ocean City or those kinds of things, they have like those tours with the double-decker buses and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Harry Potter is my usual go-to when I think of those double-decker buses.
Yeah, okay. And before we actually got in the water, there was one of those buses going around, and it was just, you know, your normal like South Portland trip thing. And as we're in the water, I'm looking over, and there's the dock, you know, that goes down the water. I'm looking over, and this freaking thing is driving down. I'm like, what is going on? And it turned into a boat. Like, this like thing just went, and then it just turned into a boat and started going. And I was like, like my mouth was just dropped.
The double-decker bus turned into a boat.
Yes, it just drove into the water. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then it just drove back out. And I was like, what?
What is this crazy state of Maine that I'm in right now?
It was incredible.
So I think it's magical for the bus that I'm specifically talking about in Harry Potter, for that thing to split into two pieces and go around that one object, but for a bus to just go into the water, like how submerged was it? Like
it was
first level was
it was like it was the wheels once the wheels went in, that was kind of where it floated on. So right above the wheels, so maybe like a foot and a half. That was about the level that it got, but it was still the coolest thing. It was like the highlight of that kayaking trip.
Meanwhile, you're over here. You can't even get your foot pedal on
I'm
your
over here
kayak to
spinning
work.
around in the water like, where's the boat?
You can't get your foot pedal to work. But meanwhile, a bus is like, yo, screw it, man. I'm going into the water.
I have this like very simple contraption that I need to operate, and then there's this truck. There's this bus turning into a boat, and I can't even operate a paddle.
So your foot paddle story kind of makes me think of an experience I had this week, which is my car just stopped working. Like,
Because it sits on that dang hill all the time.
no, that's not the reason. Because the crazy rainstorms going on right now.
Yeah.
I ran through a puddle and like a
Oh.
chain got knocked off of
Yeesh.
something. I don't know specifics about cars whatsoever.
That's horrible.
And what'd you say?
That's horrible.
That's horrible. What happened? Or
Yeah. Did
okay.
it just like die when you went through the thing?
So
or?
first off, I hit this puddle. And immediately something goes wrong, and I'm like, well, that's clearly what caused the problem.
Right.
So, as I'm driving, the little battery light comes on. So, like, the
Okay.
red little battery light comes on, and my power steering,
Gone.
just gone.
Gone.
Yeah. So,
Sucks.
that immediately makes me think of your kayaking thing, that your steering got messed up. And
And
so
then as
did
you
mine.
just see in the rain puddle, there's a bus turning into a boat.
I'm like, oh man, this sucks a lot. And then I just see a bus just take off.
Yeah, it starts flying through the air. Oh man, is your car better now?
My car is fine now.
That's good.
We took it to my shop that my cousin works at, and he's just
Awesome.
like, yeah, there's nothing really wrong with it. I just put the chain back in. I'm
That's
like,
cool.
Okay, good.
Cool.
It costs
we've
like
had-
$45.
We've had some actually bright spot about going on vacation to Maine was like 2 weeks prior. I looked at the forecast and it said like thunderstorms and rain the entire trip.
Yeah.
And somehow we avoided rain from the time that we got there to literally the day we left. It started raining, and I was like, "Oh, it's so nice." And then we come back here, and there's like torrential downpours
Yeah.
every day.
Maybe you were looking at PA's time or weather report.
No, I was looking at Maine, and it changed. It keeps changing. Did you know that this is really off topic? But did you know that they have, the extended forecast, and how it goes like it goes a couple weeks in advance to tell you. You know that thing goes like 6 months in advance. They actually I was looking at it and I was like I started going through the months and it's like November, December, January, and I was like, how do they can't even predict the weather for tomorrow and they're doing it for half a year away?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think
In
that's
case you want to look at your birthday, like what's going
True.
on, you can start planning.
right. If it's a rainy day,
Stay
stay
inside.
in and
Stay
eat your
inside.
cake all
Yeah.
by yourself. If it's a nice day, just
Oh, because no one's able to come over. at the same
absolutely
time.
not.
Clearly, there's some problems with rain. Driving through it, you might knock a chain out and
Yeah.
lose your power.
Unless you
steering.
drive a bus that turns into a boat, then you have the means
what
to
I
do
was-
that.
What I wanted to say
Mhm.
was that you're over here not being able to use your foot paddle when clearly there's another method to
Oh, right.
rowing a kayak to turn.
Of course.
But meanwhile, I'm over here, no power steering, and I have to turn my wheel
Yeah.
like a bench press to make a 90-degree
When
angle turn.
clearly there is another way.
I could just not drive the car.
True.
Actually, we stopped at an intersection and we
Mhm.
got the car stalled there,
Yeah.
and it was just a really unfortunate situation. I just turned my hazards on
Yeah.
and we were just chilling there. I didn't even think about putting my car into neutral or moving it or anything.
Okay.
And then an officer.
Well, you were stuck in the intersection?
No.
Oh.
Like right at the line where you have to stop.
Oh, so you
Stoplight.
okay.
And that once we hit there,
Mhm.
that's when it just froze because
Right.
I stopped the car
Yeah.
completely, and everyone was going around us. They were beeping at us. And I'm like, first of all, why are you beeping? Like, I can't do anything
Because their
about this.
their first thought process is this guy's just stopped in the middle of the road for no reason. He's just doing it to mess with people.
Yeah, I'm really trying to mess around, stop people from getting
to
through the
work.
intersection. But then finally, an officer comes up.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls up behind me, then turns on his lights.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay.
That's odd. But-
Yeah, he pulls up behind me, turns on the lights, and at first I'm just like, the lights are just going through the rearview mirror and hitting me in the face. I'm like,
Yes.
what's going on with this?
Was
Why-
it at nighttime?
Why is he starting this? No, it was like 7 p.m.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
about to be.
Okay.
But then I was like, oh, he's probably just putting the lights on so people know to go around. So,
Right.
And then he comes up, puts
Oh,
his
no.
hands on his hips,
Yeah.
goes, well, this sucks.
And then gets back in his car and drives away.
And I'm like,
Oh,
it
man.
certainly does. But that's good that he straight up knew like what the problem was. Like he didn't come up and be like, hey, why you just stopped at an intersection? He's like,
They are smarter
He's
than the
like-
average person.
clearly there's a problem here that he
Oh.
stopped here because nobody really wants to just hang out right
True. Did you get your car towed?
here. Eventually.
Eventually.
And put my car in neutral
Mhm.
for him as he pushed the car. And then I'm going straight into the curb and he yells stop, and I'm completely forgot that I still had brake functionality.
Yeah. So you just.
So I just slammed into the curb.
Oh no.
And my car was just so leaned out, like diagonal from the curb. But luckily, it was like a really wide shoulder,
Yeah.
so we were good.
That's hilarious.
But as soon as I don't even think he said another word to us, but he just went back. Taylor was with me. That's
Yeah.
why I said us.
Right.
And she just goes right back to her, or he goes right back to his car and just drives away. Like no
Really?
more words. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got these idiots off the road. Now I
Yeah,
can just go
we're
about my
good now.
business. So it's like your power steering goes, and immediately you don't think your car works at all.
Yeah.
What are these pedals here? Oh man, that does suck. That reminds me of the time that those really big curbs at the promenades, like when you're leaving. There's those really big like middle
Yeah.
curbs there. I was driving out of there the one time, and I wasn't paying attention. I think I like looked away for half a second, and man, I just went like that. I just ran the curb, and my whole like wheel, the axle, and everything just went like that, and just gone. And I'm sitting there like on this curb, and I'm like, okay. And I get out, and I'm like, this is not gonna be fixed like that. I hate cars. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I got all my car problems the day after I got back
True.
from
There you
vacation.
go.
'Cause
Welcome home.
I was the one that drove.
Mm.
Granted, I drove a different car than the one that broke down,
Okay.
but still, it was just nice that I just don't know how to deal with a situation if I'm halfway to Virginia
And your car breaks
the
down.
car breaks down.
Nobody does.
Just wait, hold up. Does
Oh,
AAA work everywhere?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You can get them to pick you up anywhere.
I didn't know if it was a
Pennsylvania
PA
only thing.
exclusive thing.
You're like right across the border, and they're like, "Sorry, we can't come
Can't
to you.
do it, man.
You're
There's a
you're
little-
not in the territory.
There's a barrier here.
We're gonna have to sign you up for another membership with Virginia." Oh man, I gotta get AAA. It's a good service. Not a sponsor.
You guys drove to Maine?
Yeah, we took Becca's car, and it was fine. My car is not capable of making a drive that far, because my car is like 24 years old, and it just I feel like it would I have a problem getting up the hill to your house. Like I can't, like I feel like you would start driving maybe in the first hour, and then it would just clunk out. It made it down to Delaware.
Okay.
But I don't trust it going any farther.
To be fair, most cars probably have trouble getting up my hill.
Okay, true.
The hill is very steep. I'd say maybe like a 60-degree angle.
Yeah.
Which is pretty steep for a hill. I want to know the exact what's it called? What's the word called? Like trucks need to be aware of it. The steepness of a hill.
Okay. What do you
There's like a technical term for it.
the
The grade? No, not
the
the grade.
gradient? Of
No,
the
not the
hill?
gradient. Oh my.
Well, that's the same type of thing. I think.
See, I don't know what it's called.
I don't really know either.
This sucks.
Okay.
I hate when both of us don't know what it's
True.
called.
Then we're just at a
Because then
standstill.
the viewers
Can
are
we
like
make up? It's called the wave, guys.
The
It's called the
wave.
wave.
the viewers at home are just like, I know what the word is. Why do they not get this?
Pretty soon we'll have like a, in like Cash Cab, how they have that thing where you can call your friends or something. Which is, we need a friend's help for the word.
We'll have moments like I know a lot of podcasts have like call-ins with their viewers and
Yeah.
stuff. We'll just have our occasional call-in whenever we're too stupid to figure out the...
And they can carry on the show
Yeah.
until we figure it out.
Yeah, they can keep it going while we... Yeah, because we're not actually asking them what the word is, despite them maybe
just like,
knowing.
dude, you just hold on for a
We're
second.
just going to research
We're going to look it up real quick. But what? So you wanted to know? Wait. So what is the importance of that word to you? You wanted to know what it was called.
There's you see the sign with the trucks.
It's just
on the
like
ramp.
a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah, the triangle doesn't it says like a percentage, like
it does?
grade. Yeah, it's or not those specific signs, but like the hill is like this is a grade 60 hill or something like that.
And that's
something
what your
like
hill
that.
is.
No, I want to know what mine is, like specifically.
Well, that's why the last time I came here, I said I wish your house was on the street over, because that hill has that thing where you go down the really steep hill and then it has a little level area, and then it go down a little level area. But this one is just you could probably just put your car in neutral and just whoop and just like go right down the hill.
So excited to start sledding.
Oh my god, dude! If your street ices over, it's over. You're just gonna fly into the city.
Two of my roommates skateboard.
Okay.
Or at least they know how to. One consistently does.
They do it down that hill.
And I think he's done it down the hill a few times. He
How do you
works.
stop?
He works way down. He works at the bottom of all these hills.
Okay.
Over at like Starbucks.
Yeah.
And he skates there to
But
work.
how do you stop when you get down to the?
Well, you have to like put your foot like half on the ground, half off, and
But
just kind of like you lose the complete like the sole of your foot.
Yeah, I figured because I just like I feel like if you did that, you would just get to the bottom and use your foot as a brake, and then just whoop and just like fly off your board.
like doing the front brake on a bike or something.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. But speaking of sledding down the hill, the walk back up would not be that great.
Yeah.
Because if it's a slippery hill, it's going to take you about 2 hours to get up it.
There are definitely hills out there that you can sled down,
and not
but you can't walk back up.
So what are you going to do when your hill gets really, if your street gets icy? What are you going to do with your car? You're just going to try to keep it down farther?
If there's like a warning or something, I'll just park a little bit further away because the permit zone's pretty big.
I've started doing that, as I've told you. I always now park on the bottom of the street because I'm not trying to do what I did last time. Isn't it crazy how, like, what I'm talking about is that when I first came here, I parked in the middle of the hill, and I parked so close. Was it in front of you or was it behind you? Yeah, it was behind you because I almost hit your car.
Oh yeah.
I parked directly behind his car, and as I'm trying to pull out, he's going to me, you gotta use both feet. And I'm like, both feet. And in my head, I'm like, what does that mean? And I couldn't figure out what that meant. And then you know how to drive with one foot. So if you try to drive with 2 feet, your coordination is just gone.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get the concept of push on the brake and then push on the gas. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't. And I'll never be in that situation again. I promise you that.
You couldn't get You couldn't get the concept of pushing on the foot pedal and maybe rowing a couple more times with the right rather than the left.
You're just like, all right, put your both feet on, grab your row or grab your paddle and just put it out the window.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with the rain recently, you could probably get your car somewhere.
Pull out your kayak and just shoot down the hill.
I'm jealous of any car that has a kayak on their roof because they're going somewhere better than me.
Probably. That is, I mean, I don't know. Kayaking is really fun to me, but my favorite thing is the first time I did it. You know Lake George in New York? It's like a really huge lake. It has all these really big like rolling hills and stuff around. It's really nice. Kayaking on a lake is really fun.
I've only kayaked on lakes.
But then you see those people that do like the whitewater stuff, and oh man, that's just I wouldn't. Well, I've done whitewater rafting, and I almost drowned. So that was So definitely an experience you want to do again. No, avoid. But once in a lifetime.
That is interesting that you bring that up because an experience that I've had last year with vacation with my girlfriend was that I used that vacation as like I want to get away from everything. Right. I want to just chill on the beach right now. And she was very like, let's get up and do stuff type thing.
Oh,
so there's
yeah.
like two different types. Like I definitely am that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Often, but in this specific moment, I guess I was a lifeguard last year mainly.
Yep.
And I don't know, being on the beach, I was just like, I want to just lay here, and not be active.
And then you saw that lifeguard towel and you're like, I have a duty.
So it's interesting that some people will work like 40-hour work weeks, and then their vacation will also include them maybe getting up early to see the sunrise. Or
right. I said I was going to do that. Mm-hmm. Before we went, I was like, okay, on the last day that we're here, I'm going to wake up at like 5 in the morning. I'm going to make myself a cup of hot chocolate because I don't like coffee, and I'm just going to sit out and watch the sun, and what do you know? I woke up at 10 o'clock. And that just didn't happen. But, I mean, there should be a decent split between going on vacation. You should relax for some of it, but then you should also do things because that, that's fun too.
Yeah, because like you go up to Maine, you're like, I want to experience Maine stuff.
Yeah,
like,
not just sit in a hotel room.
Yeah. I mean, you go into the hotel room, and you're like, I just want to relax here. Either way, laying on a bed there and laying on a bed at home is probably pretty similar.
Yeah. Their beds were really comfy though, and mine's not.
Yeah, I just sleep on a futon.
That was the big difference. But no, I mean, I actually, well, speaking of just like, are you excited to go on this next vacation? Yeah. Are you hype? Hype? Are you over hype?
No, not over hype.
Okay, see, that's good. See, I heard this thing the other day about like, when you know that you have like for me, I unfortunately did this for this Maine vacation. Like at the beginning of the summer or something when you plan it out, and then you know that you have that time span between, okay, this is when I'm going on vacation, and then all those 2 months you're just like, I just need to get to the vacation, and then you get so excited about it, and then when you get there, you're like, you get, you know what I mean? Like your expectations go down because you hype yourself up so much, and then the vacation is so. I have heard that think your vacation is gonna suck. Okay. Think it's gonna be horrible, and then when you get there, you're gonna have a great time. But
sorry Taylor, but our vacation is gonna suck
because of her.
So now I'm thinking that whoa, hey, that's mean.
Or because of you. It could be your fault too. That's probably more likely.
It's usually my fault.
There you go.
That's how you have a well-established relationship. Just say it's your own fault.
There you go.
You're really making that
ice jiggle?
Oh, ice? No, I'm talking like there's barely anything left in that cup, and you're really.
I'm saving it because I don't have 2 drinks like you do.
I'm not. I realize that I can't.
Open that?
It's not even open, and once I do, it's just going to cause a...
That's a nice sound.
Audio discrepancy.
People like...
I'll go way in the back and hear it. Here, let me open this up. Way back here. You get the nice reverb of the...
And, this is what you do on vacation.
This is ASMR.
Open... Yeah. No, that's not what... At first I thought, it's going to be those nice little, like, bubble sounds, but no, it's just jiggling in the can.
Yeah. No, the bubble sounds were already gone, because I was way back there.
What a shame.
Like, 100% of the drinks I try to drink, I get at least some of it on my pants.
That is a requirement. You ever have that thing where you're drinking out of a can and you're not really paying attention to what you're doing, so you like knock it back and you like it like hits your mouth and it just spills all over you because you're not paying attention to where it's going?
How about the no look with straws? When you're at like a restaurant and you're trying and you're like, I mean, you're reaching down to drink from the straw, and the straw's on the other side of the cup, so you just miss it entirely.
That it's like a movie scene where you're just like, your mouth just like oh, you're just trying to catch it but you can't, or then it starts sliding around the edge of the glass. Okay, so what do you plan on doing when you go to Baltimore? I think the only major plan we have is. We're going to the National Aquarium. Ooh. And Taylor loves that stuff. Okay.
We went to the zoo and another aquarium in Camden last year. And looking forward to doing it again. I'm looking forward to seeing some penguins. I think we watched the penguins for like
Hours.
at least 45 minutes. There was like they all took their turns diving off of a rock.
Yeah.
And then they all went to the same like cliff area.
Yeah.
But there was only one like possible pathway to
Right.
get back on top of the rock, but they all tried just
Going.
pushing up everything
that's,
but the pathway.
Oh no.
So they were just like swimming there into a wall, and we were just like watching it, laughing hysterically
These
the
are
whole
the
time.
greatest creatures on earth.
And then, see, I'm interested in the weirdest things,
Mhm.
because I guess maybe sharks were cool. There's like stingrays and stuff, like anything major that
Okay.
this place featured.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't really interested in.
But you went for
but
those
the penguins
fish.
were so cool.
Okay. I was gonna say you like those fish that look like just you took a bunch of different things and just smashed them together and that's what you get.
Yeah, definitely. And then we were at the zoo. This was my segue to get to the zoo part. And there's like elephants there,
Mhm.
giraffes. I don't know if elephants is the right word. This was the Philadelphia Zoo. I don't know if they were there.
Okay,
I
I was
think
gonna
they're
say you don't think elephants is the right word.
No,
What-
I don't
what
think they
else
were
are
there.
you-
Not the right word. But there were giraffes.
Okay.
Believe we saw tigers. I honestly don't know. We
Yeah.
definitely saw flamingos.
Yeah.
And
Staple in any zoo.
Yeah, definitely. one of the key things you want to see when you go to a zoo.
Very true.
And there was this little bin next to the anteaters on the other side of them.
Okay.
Isn't that a really weird way I pronounced that?
Anteaters.
Anteaters. And I'm just trying to enunciate, man. And on the opposite side, there were these little cages.
Yeah.
Like so aesthetically pleasing. They were little circles with windows.
Okay.
And you could see into the cage. And there's just hamsters in there.
What?
Hamsters and mice and all sorts of stuff.
In the I don't remember ever seeing those in a zoo. This was out in like an exhibit, or it was like.
It was in an indoor one.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was
It
gonna
was
say
indoor.
because you said it was next to the anteaters, and then
Anteaters.
and I was like, okay, they got enclosures for mice and hamsters in the anteaters enclosure.
That would be very unfortunate. I would not stay there. I would not stay at the anteaters area if they were feeding them mice and.
I don't. I think they eat ants. If I had to make an educated guess.
What?
You were saying if they feed the anteaters mice, right? That's what you were saying. You're saying you couldn't
I
stand
thought
there if
that was what you were implying, and I didn't even like correlate anteater with them consuming ants for this exact moment. I think in every other scenario, that's the only thing I've related anteaters to. But in this exact scenario, for some reason, I thought you were saying that they caged the hamsters and
No,
fed them to the anteaters.
maybe in a weird zoo.
So pronounce anteaters, but not in the way that I'm pronouncing it.
Anteaters. I only
Anteaters?
pronounce one T.
So like anteaters?
I don't pronounce the T.
Okay.
I don't say ant-eaters. I'm just like
Anteaters.
anteaters.
Okay.
Anteaters?
Any anteaters here?
Did you see monkeys? Of course you saw monkeys.
Saw monkeys,
right? Okay,
yeah.
I figured. Gorillas?
I believe we saw gorillas. I honestly
I
don't
love
remember.
gorillas.
Yeah, like
Gorillas
it's
are
there, do or Feel Good Incorporated, gorillas.
Oh. You talking about like the group Gorillas?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't listened to much. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
offending
thought
everyone.
saying like the two most popular songs of theirs.
I
are,
don't
like,
listen. No, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll leave. Goodbye. Okay.
And yeah, I was super interested in the hamsters out of like the entire zoo.
Right.
But I was just looking at them for so long because it's so adorable.
You can get that at home, man. Just go to the
I
pet
do
store.
have it at home right now.
True, but you could also just go to the pet store. Who come? Oh, what'd you see at the zoo today? Hamsters. What was your favorite
That is how it
animal?
worked.
You as like a 4-year-old kid. What was your favorite animal, Aaron? Hamsters.
I don't know. I feel like 4-year-old me had more interest in
And the big
cooler
ones.
stuff.
The big ones.
Yeah, definitely at one point thought that I would grow to the size of a giraffe or something.
Okay.
And here I am.
And I grew to the size of an elephant.
Oh.
But- You know, it's fine. Oh man, I wish that vacations came more often, because vacations are kind of that type of thing that, like, when you get out of school and you're working now, career or whatever, like, that's what you look forward to in the summer. It's now not, I was thinking about that, like, the summer felt like it went by so fast this year. And I was thinking about, like, when we used to be in high school, you got to the summer and it was great because, like, you had no responsibilities. You didn't have to go to a job. You know what I mean? Like, it was just your break period. And now it's just like any other day.
Yeah, it is kind of weird because I guess I graduated with an associate's. You left after a year and a half or 1 year?
Yes, I did.
No, it's not you
half.
dropping out. It's
true.
Because you're going back now. I'm
Very
just
true.
saying, like...
Yeah, I left after a year. I haven't been in school for a year. I think a year and a half now, actually.
Yeah, so it's just a weird transition that I don't think many people think about. A lot of people, when they transition out of school, they think of maybe moving away.
Mm-hmm.
They think of just going on to a different college
Yeah.
or further education. But what I'm realizing now is that every season, the only thing that's changing is literally the season.
Yeah, it just...
Like
there's
temperatures
right.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
Your summer is essentially like, oh, maybe I'll just take a vacation now. I feel like some people take a vacation in the summer just because everyone else is doing it.
Probably, but then you have those people that take vacations in the winter so that they can escape the
Get
cold.
to somewhere that's
Yeah.
warmer. Yeah.
But
So, like, every season now is like the same thing because work doesn't change for me.
exactly, me either.
Like, well, I mean, now it's going to be a little different working in a photography studio.
Yeah.
It'll be slower in different seasons, but, like, I don't get off for a 3-month period.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. And for me, going back, because, like, will you ever go to school again? Will you ever go back will you ever need to go back to school?
I feel like I'm
College?
going to be one of those, like, elderly men that go back just because I got
60
nothing
years
better
from
to
now.
do.
But it's been kind of, like, weird for me because I'm thinking, because I went to school for, I mean, you go to school for that long time period, you're in that mindset, and then it's like you stop going to school, and the first thought that I had when I stopped going to school was, wow, this is awesome, because it's like I don't gotta go to classes anymore, I don't gotta, you know what I mean, and then it's like you just focus on work. And then now, having worked for the period that I have and being in that schedule, now I'm gonna try to integrate myself back into a school schedule. So it's kind of, I mean, I don't know, is that going to make me like the summer breaks again? I think probably, because it's like, but then it's like you go, that's the other sucky part, because now it's like, oh, the summer's here, I don't got school, but now I got to work more. You know what I mean? Like, then you work more because you have more free time.
You're going to pick up more hours then in the summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of the thing that I wish vacations were more like not dedicated to specific times. And granted, that's money and that's time period, because most people don't have the resources and the time to go and do that stuff. But no, I think it's good to get away from it all sometimes and to just kind of remove yourself from where you are 338 years of the year.
338 years of the year? Are you trying to talk days of the year?
Days of the year, yes.
365.
But that implies that you spend like 30 days on vacation. That would be great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, in a scenario, you have 4 weeks vacation.
Mm.
Would you rather take 4 week-long vacations randomly throughout the year, or one dedicated 4-week vacation in the middle of the year?
Four separate week-long vacations.
Okay.
Because then you could do one every quarter of the year, and you could like give yourself a break instead of just one break all at once. Because then that time goes by so fast, and then you're back into it, and then you're like, I gotta wait until next year to do it. So if you can be like, I only gotta wait 2 months to do it, then it's better. But do you ever get that thing? Because I seem to get this whenever I go. You ever get that thing where when you're in some place different for a while, you get like this like surge of inspiration? You ever feel that? Like you're like there, and because you're not thinking about like work or your home, like your normal life, your just mind like opens up into like things that you can now think about because you're relaxed, because you know that you don't got to go to work tomorrow or something, and you can just blow. Your mind just blows up with all these ideas. I love that, and I wish that I could have that feeling more. I would be more productive.
Definitely. I think I don't think. I know last year when I went to like the beach with the same people I went to. I did this same beach trip with the people I went to senior week, like year after year.
Right.
And last year, I was like in a depressional motivation state. Like I don't know how to explain it really.
Early life crisis.
An early life crisis. I was in this moment where I was like, I really don't know if this is what I want to do.
Right.
And when I was on the vacation, literally the only thing I wanted to do was edit. Like,
it's crazy because you're so, especially with what you do, you're constantly, and that's how it kind of is with being in a creative field, because your mind has to be constantly working of how to do that. And even like with pictures and stuff, pictures are a little bit like taking pictures of people is different because you can just kind of, it's easier to do that. But then when it's like, okay, well, I want you to go out and do this, or I want you to create this, your mind is constantly working and it burns you out. Mm-hmm. But then when you get in that situation, like if you're on a vacation and you're like, okay, tomorrow I can just think about relaxing, and then your brain just thinks about it because it's like, oh, well, there's no like serious commitments that I got to do with it right away, so now I can just freely think about it. So I don't know. I feel like for any kind of creative job, a vacation is really good. Yeah. Because it allows you to just get out of your zone.
I want to know what it would be like to be working in my creative field full time. Like right now, I am in a creative field. Mm-hmm. And I will be working there full time, but like at the same time, I will still be doing my video editing and stuff when I get home. Right. And I'll still be going and doing my own personal shoots and stuff when I get home. Yeah. So I'm talking like when my personal shoots or my personal editing and stuff becomes my full job. Right. I wonder in that moment, will I have like the same depressional motivation type thing I had last year? Because I think at this moment, the reason, or not this moment, but last year, I think the reasoning for that was I worked 40 hours a week. Right. Then I went home and still, like, despite it being my hobby, I was still working an additional maybe 20 hours on that stuff too. Yeah. So I want to know if my motivation, like, against working on that stuff was due to the fact that I was working so much elsewhere. Yeah. I want to know if my 40-hour job work week was my creative field, if I would still have a motivation crisis.
I think that is I was talking to someone yesterday and I said my dream, right, would be to be in a position where you can be self-employed, make a good amount of money, and my dream is to be able to wake up in the morning and like go down to my desk, drink some coffee, whatever, and just work. And not feel like which you kind of have that ability with your field of being able to kind of like set your own schedule, kind of do that kind of stuff, work when you know what I mean? And I feel like the moment that you stop having to be on someone else's like time frame, you automatically will be more inclined to do it. Now, obviously, you right now, you have that thing because you're now in a job that is sort of, well, not sort of, it's what you want to do, or part of what you want to do. So I think, no, I mean, personally, I don't think you'll get that motivation, but at the same time, you could get burned out from it easier because now you're doing it all the time. But another thing is that, regarding vacation again, is another dream of mine, and I think this is like the goal in life, is to be able to go on a vacation, and when you know you're leaving that day to come back home, you can be like, yeah, I'm going home from vacation, but I'm not upset that I got to go back to work. You know what I mean? When you can be like, I'm coming home, but at the same time, I'm not sitting here going, ugh, I got to work tomorrow, or I got, and it's like, that would be the goal, the life.
Okay. So you're saying work in a job that you're not actually like upset
that you
with
like.
Going to,
yeah, work in a job that you like, which is difficult. Sometimes
it's most definitely difficult because most of the jobs in this world are things no one wants to do.
True, and that's why for me, thinking now of going back to school and sitting here and being like, okay, 2 years from now, then I'll be able to do it. And it's like I say, 2 years. But then I know that at the end of those 2 years, I'll potentially have that opportunity to, to be happier with life rather than going to. Again, I work at Target currently, so it's like you go to work every day and you're like, all right, I'm going to go and do the same thing all day
Yeah.
and just go through that same period. But, you know, and I mean, with vacation in it, regarding your job, if you're already happier at home, then vacations are kind of more of like that, just kind of, you know what I mean, go explore kind of deal, instead of the, I want to get away from everything.
Yeah.
So, life advice from
Well,
Sean Kunkel.
what we had when we went to SmashCon this past weekend in Virginia, we had a group of 4 guys. 3 of us, 2 of us college age, 1 of us just graduated high school, and the 4th one is 27 years old.
Okay.
So the 27-year-old, he has a full-time job, and he's like, I think he's a forklift operator.
Okay.
So nothing like...
Nothing extreme.
There was nothing... When he was like 18 years old, he wasn't like, I want to be a forklift driver.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
this is what I want to do.
Right.
So he... Well, to put it in context, he wants to now become a full-time streamer for like video games and stuff like that. So clearly, he's got other interests and stuff.
Yeah.
I, on the vacation, was fully aware that the Monday that I came back, I was going to be starting training for my new portrait photography job.
Right.
So when I am like coming back, of course, I'm like, oh no, this vacation's over. Like, it was so much fun. We like so much adrenaline the past 4 days, and now it's just done.
Yeah.
But I was still like, but I'm starting this new position, so this is great. Now, he used his vacation, like 4 vacation days for this event, and then comes back. He's like, well, time to go right back into the same old. So, like...
That's how I was when I came back this
So
time.
that's just how... Yeah, if I was still working at Target, it'd be the same old for me, too.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, I think that...
Do you want more of this?
No, I'll be fine. Oh, you know what? Yeah,
just take
we got like 10 minutes left, too. Let me...
Yeah, you got it.
Film it.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful sound. All right, Nelly. But no, I feel like I am excited. I mean, I start school in 4 days.
Really?
4 days, yeah, go back in 4
okay.
days and or 5 days, 5 days, and for me, I have to. It's not the type of thing where I have the opportunity to go to college and to not work. I have to go back to school starting this and make sure that I'm at least working 32 hours a week to pay for school. So, and the offsetting part about that is because I have to keep 4 days open for work, I have to cram all of my classes into 2 days. So I'm going to be at school from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. A whole day. And that's kind of like, I look at it and go, ugh, I'm like, this is going to suck. I'm going to be worn out from work, and then I'm going to have to do homework and think about that. But then at the same time, it's like that driving power of, okay, in 2 years, you're going to, you know what I mean? You got that. You're going to get that opportunity to get out of what you're doing now.
Yeah.
And time flies when you're having fun. So
definitely.
But yeah, I mean, as far as vacation goes, I'm starting already to save money up to go somewhere really cool next year. I don't know where,
Just
but I'm
really
gonna fly
cool.
there.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly there. I've never flown before.
Go across the seas.
Okay. I will take my kayak and go across the seas.
Oh my god! Make sure the foot pedal works this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to, I like the idea of saving up money to be able to go on a vacation, and then when you're on that vacation, like, this is the first vacation I've been able to take where money was not a problem.
Yeah.
And that is also, like, as far as vacations go, if you can go there and you don't have to keep worrying about, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? Do we have enough money? When we come back, are we going to be, you know what I mean? And at our age right now, working at a $12 an hour job, those kinds of things, we struggle with that. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have boatloads of money sitting around in savings or whatever to be able to do whatever we want. So it's kind of like you want to put your money in the place that you know you're going to enjoy it the most. And so I'm excited to save up money, a bigger portion of money, to be able to go somewhere awesome next year, whether it's to an island or whatever. And
an island? Ooh.
Dude, you only fly to islands.
Yeah. Bermuda Triangle, dude. Isn't there a song about that?
I believe so.
Copacabana?
Copacabana.
Cabana.
Cabana. Anteater.
Anteater.
Anteater. But yeah, so lucky you. You still got a vacation to go. My vacation starts at school. But is there anything else you want to talk about SmashCon? Because you said in the beginning that you were going to come back to it. So do you have any more stories for us? Any more crazy things that happened?
Alright, so certain points in the tournament, we were not interested in what the main event was, so we started playing hacky sack. And I've never played hacky sack in my life. I maybe kicked one a couple times before.
Okay.
It's definitely dude like a stoner thing.
But that was like a common thing in school. You'd like get off the bus and there'd be just like circles of people playing hacky sack.
Yeah. So this was definitely more of an amoeba of hacky sack players, not really a circle and not really a definable shape.
I don't know.
But we peaked. What's up?
I don't know why, because it's Nintendo games. I don't know why when you said amoeba, I thought you said amiibo. And in my head, I'm picturing you kicking around an amiibo instead of hacky sack. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm stupid. Continue.
Alright, so we're playing hacky sack. First of all, I'm pretty good at hacky sack now.
Okay.
I don't know. And we're chilling there. 3 people it starts out with.
Okay.
I'm not involved in the beginning. I'm filming stuff, taking pictures of stuff. And by the time I get over, there's like 7 people.
Oh wow.
And 4 of the 7 people I've never seen before.
Okay.
And it just all starts with them kicking around the hacky sack and people just coming up and being like, "Yo, hacky sack, this is so cool." And then it ended up being us, like people not actually coming to us, but people walking by us because we were like near the bathrooms to go to the bathroom or something, and we're like, "Yo, you in, man? You in? You want to join in on this?" And they're like, "Nah, cool. I'm not really good at this." And we're like, "None of us are. Just give us one kick real quick." And then they would be like, just one kick," and they'd end up being there for like an hour and a half.
That's cool. That's
and it was really cool
awesome.
too because we didn't really have many interactions with like the higher level players and stuff because they would be out doing fan signings or playing, obviously.
Yeah.
And they would walk by the hacky sack circle and be like, "Hey, you in?" They're like, "Yeah, why not?" And then some of them played us like really hard.
Yeah.
They would come in. They'd be like, I don't remember the last time I played hacky sack.
Right.
And then hit it like 30 times in a row, and then just peg it at someone. And I'm like, "Jeez, man! Like,
they're humble
you
people.
Played
they're
us.
humble." That's cool though. That's awesome to be able to.
And like the first couple people that the top players that we had come in they were good at it, and they didn't care that we didn't like kick it about. Yeah, there's like 20 people there.
Yeah.
Our max was I think like 28, which is ridiculous for a
that is pretty nuts.
And they were cool with the fact that everyone kind of sucked. Because usually when you see a hacky sack circle with people that are good at it, it doesn't like touch the ground often.
True.
Like it stays in the air the whole time. But this, we would maybe kick it to like 2 people
and
hit the ground. And so like these like players that are really good at it, they just didn't care. And they stayed with us for like 2 hours still, which was a really cool way to meet people.
You know the famous quote, hacky sack brings people together.
Yeah, I've heard that one a few times.
That's neat. So we have a few minutes left here. Is there anything else we need to talk about vacation?
Vacation.
Vacation.
So you've never flown. You never flown. Yeah. I typically would say that driving, although more tedious, it's just the better experience.
Speaking on that point, I didn't say it before, but I was off from basically I worked like a really early shift on Sunday, and then I was off from basically like Sunday to Thursday. And the drive to Portland, Maine is like a good, 9.5 hours.
Oh, jeez.
And
you guys split that drive?
No.
You drove the whole way?
No, she did.
Oh, my.
Because it's her car.
Okay.
And I'm not allowed to drive it. And
did you stop?
Yes, we did. But the thing driving's cool and all, because you get to listen to music and you get to talk and you get to eat lots of snacks and you know what I mean, and you get to enjoy the scenery and blah blah blah. But it does stink when, like, because what happened the first day was we decided that we were going to leave because we couldn't check into the hotel till 3. So we decided that we were going to, and both of us hadn't gotten a lot of sleep the day before, so we decided that we were going to wake up at like 6 in the morning Monday morning and then head out. So by the time we got to Maine, we would be able to check into the hotel. The problem with that is that, you know how you never really sleep well the night before you go on vacation because you're like hyped up about it?
Yeah.
So not getting a lot of sleep, then driving for 9.5 hours, then you get to the hotel and you're like, okay, this is our first day here, we still have half the day left, we need to do it, and then all you want to do is sleep because you just get there and you're so worn out from driving that long. And then Thursday, same thing, you come home and you gotta drive the whole day and then you're just like, and then you want to go to bed. So that, I mean, flying I think is better in that sense because it's quicker and you can sleep during it. You might crash, but whatever. But I do enjoy drives. I just don't enjoy drives that are like over 6 hours. Because the last time I went to Maine, it was like a 13-hour drive because we were up higher, and that was really bad. We were all crammed in like a pickup truck, and that was hard.
I think if you are to drive like a far distance like that, in order to make it the best experience, you would want to plan out stops on the way, like to visit and stuff.
Our stops was typing in Google Maps to find rest stops.
Okay, yeah.
Getting lost to get there.
My friend drove to California and like he visited a bunch of things on the way. So basically a road trip.
Yeah.
And then I think on the way back he just went back.
He drove all the way through like at once?
No. Like I think he just didn't go to anything like significant. Maybe his rest stops were just gas stations.
That's like what, like 20 hours of driving? 20?
I think it's 30 hours.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a Kanye song?
I don't know. I don't listen to him either. Who is that?
If he sponsors this album, maybe we could talk about it.
This album?
Yeah.
We're dropping a new album.
Dropping a new
called
EP called Word.
All right. You want to wrap this episode up?
I wrapped it up last time, but I will probably wrap it up again this time because I don't think
you're the intro guy and you're the outro guy, and I don't know how to do it.
I don't think you. Yeah, you're the filler guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the bread. I'm the bread, and then you're everything that goes on the sandwich. You know.
Okay.
I hold it together, but you're all the content.
To be honestly, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I don't know. Bread's pretty good. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Word. Hope you liked enjoying us here ramble about vacation.
You like enjoying us here?
Yeah, you like over here and over here. Oh, I'm hearing you. I'm listening to you because there is a difference.
True.
Hope you enjoyed us talking about vacation and everything else because it really wasn't just about that.
True.
And that's just how the podcast works out.
Yeah.
We hope to see you guys again next week if you are watching this live. If you are watching this off of recording, make sure that you follow the SoundCloud page, whatever page you post it on. If you're watching the recording on YouTube, make sure to subscribe for our weekly content.
Mm-hmm.
We plan on hosting this every Wednesday.
Yep.
Around like 5 to 6 p.m. dinner time. We'll probably eventually get like a well-established time once your schedule's figured out with school.
Oh, I always have off Wednesdays.
Okay.
I got it set up.
My schedule's figured out for my new job.
Yeah.
And we will actively be posting on our Twitter once we get it rolling a little bit. It is at @word_podcast. That's all spelled out because Twitter doesn't allow periods.
Darn.
And then if you have any suggestions, you can always leave them in the comment section for the YouTube video or the SoundCloud. Or you can email us at word_@gmail.com.
There it is. And we hope you guys, if you have any vacations still coming up, enjoy them.
Wait, let me just check that it is word period.
Oh man, we gotta get better at this.
Okay, sorry. Word period is our Twitter handle.
Right?
I believe.
Don't worry, in a couple weeks.
Hey, we'll figure it
we'll
out.
Get out the
this
names.
is just so difficult.
We're not fortunate enough to have a name that we can just get everywhere.
Well, I manage my own personal... I manage a personal Instagram. I manage a work Instagram. I manage my work Twitter. Now I have to manage this Twitter too. Okay, Twitter is @word period. That's it, like spelled out. And then our Gmail account is word period podcast @gmail.com, all spelled out. Our SoundCloud, at this moment, if you want to find it, you should just type in word period, like the actual symbol period, and then type in whatever word it was for that week. So this one being vacation. And make sure you just follow that page, because until we are more popularized, it's going to be very difficult to find word.
Very true.
Dot.
And we will hopefully be expanding to iTunes and other platforms for the podcast.
And then we're looking at building a website also for the podcast.
Yep.
So once that eventually is up, that would be the main place you would want to go to see anything word related.
Very true. All right.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
And we hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much.
Bye.